Good morning. Like all of you, a week ago when I heard that Dick had died, I was completely shocked. It didn't seem possible then. It hardly seems possible now. A month ago, no one here could have guessed that we'd be gathered today with broken hearts saying goodbye to Dick DeVivo, but here we are. If we could script our days on a day like this, Dick may have gotten up and had an English muffin with peanut butter. The peanut butter perfectly spread, covering every nook and cranny. A bit later, he would have been on the phone with his brother Daryl, something they'd done for years, every Saturday. At some point, Dick would have read the Wall Street Journal, and I'm guessing while all of that might be going on, Fox News would be in the background. And maybe at some point in the day, he'd look out and see some squirrels on the bird feeder and go outside and try to catch them. But we don't get to script our days. So here we are gathered in the shelter of one another's care, here to be among people who knew and loved Dick DeVivo and were loved by him. May we discover the courage to celebrate a truly remarkable person, a wonderful life, a life that enriched all of us and so many others. And I'm pretty certain that Dick wouldn't want this to be a somber, sad service filled with pious cliches, but one filled with good memories and lots of laughter. And while sadness has visited all of us and tears have been and will continue to be shed, we know, too, that the pain we now experience is a testimony to how much we loved him. The only hearts that never break are armored hearts, but armored hearts never love, and never to have loved is never to have lived. So let us do all things appropriate for a day like this, and when evening comes, let us do what we should do every day. Close our eyes. Whisper a quiet thank you to Dick DeVivo. Please remain seated as we sing together, Great is Thy Faithfulness. Please join me in a word of prayer. God of this life, God of life beyond this life, from the moment of our birth to the moment of our last breath, we live amidst the wonder and beauty of all life. We marvel at the gift of what it means to be fully alive, fully human. Today we pause to remember Dick DeVivo. Loving God, we thank you for the gift of love, for the wonder of human relationships, the ability to know another, to be known, to accept each other, to live in the depth of meaning. May we hold on to all that was good in Dick. Grant that each of us may hold on to shining moments of memory, that we may carry these in our heart as a candle, a companion in our darkness. And we do believe even in times of great sadness, there is still room for laughter. May we remember that the joy that comes from loving and friendship remains with us. For it is through all of us gathered here that Dick's memory stays alive, that what he believed in, what he stood for, will be carried forth. And may our presence bring comfort to Lynn, Peter, Greg, and their families and their extended families. Ever present God, receive our prayers. Amen. And then I invite you to join with me in a unison reading of Psalm 23, which is printed in your bulletin. It's from today's English version. The Lord is my shepherd. I have everything I need. He lets me rest in fields of green grass and leads me to quiet pools of fresh water. He gives me new strength. He guides me in the right paths as he has promised. Even if I go through the deepest darkness, I will not be afraid, Lord, for you are with me. Your shepherd's rod and staff protect me. You prepare a banquet for me where all my enemies can see me. You welcome me as an honored guest and fill my cup to the brim. I know that your goodness and love will be with me all my life, and your house will be my home as long as I live.
You know, when you've known somebody a long time, you think you know most everything about them. But I was very surprised by Dick's middle name, and I think it's awesome. I'm a little froggy this morning, so I apologize, Dick. I'm going to try to do my best for you.
You're everything I wish I could
Thank you, Cindy. I've known Dick DeVivo for almost 22 years. If I close my eyes, I can picture him sitting right over there in the choir, big smile on his face. Or in the summers, not every Sunday, but in the summers when they were here, with Lynn right back there by his side. And the thought of never seeing him here again is hard to accept and hard to imagine. But like Cindy said, since he died, I've learned so much more about him. I feel a little bit cheated. He was truly a fascinating, life-loving person. The oldest of 4 brothers, always the protector, always looking out for his younger siblings. And even though it might not have always looked like it at the time, he always had your back. And he never needed to be in the spotlight, was content to be in the background, organizing things, shepherding you, always bringing you together. And not every big brother would let his youngest brother borrow his car for the prom. But Dick did. Of course, he made you wax it, didn't he? But he was always big-hearted and generous, willing to share anything, but he did expect you to return it the way you borrowed it, found it. You were brothers, the 4 of you brothers, but really best friends, a friendship that would grow and deepen over the years. The DeVivo family motto, one for all and all for one. Mom and Dad planting the seeds that would grow and flourish in Dick's life. Seeds like integrity and hard work. Man of principle. He was tremendously resilient. Confident but humble. I love that combination. Confident but humble. Wouldn't the world be better if we had more confidently humble people? Always well-informed and well-read. Just this morning, I read an African proverb that goes this way. When an older person dies, a library closes. Our world, our lives, have certainly been diminished by his death. If you knew Dick, you knew he had deep convictions. But unlike a lot of people with passionate persuasions, Dick was an awful good listener, always eager to hear your perspective, your side. And certainly the world would be a lot better if more of us were like Dick DeVivo, quicker to listen than we were to lecture. And whenever Dick disagreed with anyone, it never became personal. It was always about ideas. And when he disagreed with you, he usually held his tongue. But a curious look always filled his face, probably wondering, how in the hell can you think that? But for the entire DeVivo Matheson clan, Newfound Lake plays an important role in your families. So many memories created in that beautiful spot. It was right around 1960 that Dick and Lynn met. A year or so later, Dick showed up in a shiny yellow Dodge Dart convertible. He always had a great car, didn't he? But, truth be told, it wasn't the car that captured Lynn's heart, but the man behind the wheel. And despite her mom's lament, "Isn't he too old for you?" Lynn knew a good thing when she saw one. A few years later, they were married, building a house in Tewksbury. But more than a house, they built a home, a family. For almost 60 years, they were married, true to those promises they made to each other, in good times and in bad times, in sickness and in health, for richer, for poorer, till death do us part. And like every good relationship, their marriage was seasoned by all of those things, good times and bad times, richer and poorer, sickness and health. But through all those things, they continued to thrive and growing closer over the years, through life's ups and downs, until the very end, enjoying each other's presence. All of us should be so lucky to grow old with the person we love. Dick was a talented, old-school draftsman and engineer. It wasn't just a job, but a way of living and seeing the world. His trusty T-square and tangent calculator always within reach. Always eager to tackle the toughest jobs. Jobs that some of the fanciest computer programs struggled with when it came to those intricate details, but not Dick DeVivo. The harder, the more complicated something was, the more eager he was to put pencil to paper and design something beautiful. When you watch a show in Lakeport at the Opera House and take the stairs, let a big smile fill your face, realizing it was Dick DeVivo behind those stairways. Same thing at Bowdoin College. And then he and Lynn were devoted, loving parents, always putting their boys first, sacrificing so that Peter and Greg wouldn't have to go without, cutting corners in their own lives so that their sons could graduate from college debt-free. Imagine that, debt-free. Dick passing on to his boys one of his great life passions, fly fishing. The three of you spent countless hours, often joined by other family and friends, for a day filled with fun and adventure. And then when the grandchildren came along, he embraced his role as grandpa, loving to watch his grandchildren grow and discover how life had gifted each of them. So keep his memory alive by sharing stories. Maybe come spring, make your way to Sky Pond or Shaw Pond and spend a day fly fishing in his memory. And one of you make sure to wear those waders of his with the hole in it. And be quick always when you gather to share those wonderful stories that bring a smile to your face. About the story, I love the story that one of his brothers shared about Dick building a boat in his basement when they were growing up, only to discover it was too large to get out the door. Not a problem for a guy like Dick, though. He just removed the door frame. And what do you know? The boat's outside. Or picture him in a canoe with George Pomfret. George in the back, carefully placing a cup of tea on a paddle, handing it up to his partner so Dick wouldn't have to turn around. And then when you go skiing, remember your father teaching you the right way to do that. Like everything he ever did, he was detailed and precise and exact, never leaving anything to chance. But more than fly fishing and skiing, do what Dick DeVivo did. Teach your sons to be good men, to treat women with respect, to work hard, to be honest, to understand if something is worth doing, it's worth doing well. Teach them to be careful with your money, to love life, to live in the moment. Teach them and other life lessons. I know how proud your father was of the two of you and all that you have accomplished. But he's even more proud of the men and fathers you've become. If you're like Dick, you never need to lecture. You lead and you teach others by the example of your life. That's what he did, quietly and quite unassumingly. He went about the business of crafting a wonderful, awesome life. Come Christmas, one of you is going to have to step up. Dick, the proud patriarch of the family, loved gathering all of you together, loved cooking. His specialty on Christmas, antipasto. His culinary creations were always a work of art and darn delicious. So one of you, I'll tell you right now, you won't do it as well as he did it, but do it in his memory nonetheless. Dick DeVivo lived a good life, a balanced life. He was grounded, but he also soared with grace throughout his life. He recognized that when life smiles upon you like it did to him, you have an obligation to give back. He gave back to his community and to our world. 9 years in the National Guard, playing the clarinet in the band. Right here in the Lakes region, he was instrumental in starting the Wellness Center. He was always passionate about fitness and health, never afraid to ask someone to support the Wellness Center. My last conversation with Dick in ICU, he said, couldn't the church do something to help? So when you go there and work out, close your eyes. Picture Dick on the rowing machine, 89 years old, 30 minutes. You won't be able to do 30 minutes, but give it a try. And when you make an investment, remember talking stocks with Dick. But most of all, be true to thine own self. Love those entrusted to your care. Appreciate nature and beauty. Have a passion for good music, whether it be a serious piece of classical music or a foot-tapping, hand-clapping barbershop quartet piece. Dick DeVivo was at home in his own skin, at peace with himself and life. Like Dorothy, he knew that there was no place like home. So now I invite all of you just to close your eyes. Let a thought, a memory, perhaps something he said come to mind. And then whisper a quiet thanks. But don't simply build a shrine in your heart to his memory. Do what he did. Every single day, live a good life so that your life, like his, will be worthy not only to be remembered, but cherished and celebrated for years to come. Amen. Thank you, Phil and May. And on behalf of Lynn and her family, I thank you not only for your presence this morning, but all of the love that you've shared and will continue to share with them. Everyone is invited down to our fellowship hall to continue sharing informal stories about Dick and to enjoy some some food, refreshments, and then go forth holding on to this idea that a life well lived doesn't end any more than music ends. It echoes through time with whispers of beauty and grace. If we listen, we can hear the encore in our heart, for the song plays on as surely as Dick's love will always live on.
almost turned him up because he wasn't.
He wasn't on, but once I
It's when he
turned
gets
it up,
really.
if I had picked up my phone to take it, I probably would have like stopped.
Well, that's the thing, right? In that situation, you're worried that if you press the wrong button,
I know. It's going to take me to some.
Knock us all out.
it was fine. Once it started, and once you get to do it, it was the volume.
But of course, I got in there, I'm like, shoot, I forgot to turn it on.
It was fine. It just was, everything was so quiet up to that point. Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah.
Were you the guy in the booth back there?
No, I was not in the booth. And the 8's upside down, too.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
This one's okay. That one?
Okay, that one is
somewhat.
good. Well, you're tall enough to fix that. So. I don't know if
How are you doing?
if I can reach it.
Yeah?
Okay.
Good.
We're still pretty good.
We're still working on these, that's right.
They're still,
Yeah, at least they're warm. They're warm today. Sometimes they're cold, sometimes they're warm. Blocks of ice, sometimes they're hot. Oh, way to go, Al.
Thank you, Al.
I said to my mom, I said, oh no, yeah. I said to my mom, because
Have you seen the Requiem? No. June? No. Oh, is that? I don't know. I mean, I've heard about it. We just started Thursday night on the last movement. Oh, I know it's I don't know whether they have done maybe an extra one where they have memorial chairs or anything. Oh, what about memorial chairs? Oh, well, it sounded as though you had to go several times. Well, he may have had to go several times to speak about it. There's a music fund